everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am scrapping a photo of my daughter and myself. This photo was actually taken fairly recently. We went to a baby shower and drove a distance, so we ended up getting there just a little bit too early. While we were waiting for the mother-to-be to get ready, me and my daughter were goofing around just taking pictures. This one was one of my favorite from that collection, and so I thought I would scrap it. Now what I want to do is, or what I was planning on doing, was using mixed media. So I am using just a white cardstock from my stash as the background. I did put some gesso on it just because it is a lightweight cardstock and I knew that it was going to end up warping. I was doing my best to not use too much water just to prevent the warping. These two papers that you see on the page, the blue floral and the black distress looking strips, I just cut about a ½ inch off of a 12 by 12 paper from each of those. They are the Paper Studio. I almost wanted to do like a vertical and a horizontal look. A lot of the mixed media layouts that I gravitate towards, they seem to have that vertical and horizontal, and then they kind of just put their mixed media in that area. So I was going to do that, and I was actually thinking at first that I would just do a true horizontal and vertical and then tilt my picture, but I ended up tilting the lines and then putting my picture up straight. I did bring in the Distress Oxide in Mermaid Lagoon. I'm just adding some water and stroking it on the page so that I was trying to make it seem so that you could see the strokes. And although you can only see them really on the ends, just because when it dries it kind of just forms together, it's okay because I used mixed media to cover most of it up anyway. And the tips is what I was going for, just because those were the ones that I knew were going to be visible. I did bring in some other ink pads. One is like Craft Ink Pal that I got from Amazon. It's a really cheap ink. I'm not a big fan of it. And then the other one is Craft Smart. I believe I got that one from Michael's. It's all right. I honestly, I prefer Close to My Heart inks. I do want to try other inks though, because I know Close to My Heart doesn't always have the color that I'm looking for. If there are ink pads that you guys love, please let me know so that I can try them out. I do want a bigger selection in colors for my ink pads. I also splattered a little bit of Delusions ink spray in Vibrant Turquoise and pulled in some bubble wrap, and I used acrylic blue paint and I just painted it. I believe I saw this technique done by Scrappy Adam, and I really liked how it came out. So I wanted to try it on this layout, and I absolutely love it. I will definitely be trying it again. I pulled in some washi tape that had like almost like a black and blue star look to it. That's from Recollections. I believe I got that one from Michael's. I pulled in some Bow Bunny stamps. The circle that I'm doing right now, and then also it's almost like a brush stroke that I used prior to that. That's from the Terrific Texture stamp pad from them. Honestly, you guys, I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew. I knew when with mixed media, there's a lot of stuff on there. So I was throwing whatever I thought would look good. And at first I didn't like it. Like first I did all the circles in blue and I didn't like it. So I went back with the black and I kind of went over some of them and it was looking a little bit better to me. I was almost balancing it out because I have both colors on there and I think the blue was a bit much. I also bring in those arrows are from Artsy. I got them on Amazon. If I can find it again, I will just link it below in the description. I also used this jeweled gem heart from the Close to My Heart You Were Enough stamp collection, but you can barely see it on the layout. Like in person you can see it, on the close-ups you can see it, but from a distance it's really hard to see. I only stamped that about 4 times on the layout and then moved on to some Tracy Hay definition circle stamps. These circle stamps, they're actually really cute. They have they're just definitions. memories, dream, fabulous, and then their definitions. I believe I got those in a Hip Kit collection, but don't quote me on that. I also used this stencil. It is from Tim Holtz, Stampers Anonymous. It's the Halloween stamp and stencil kit, or collection. I just wanted to use this almost splatter look on it. I didn't want the zigzag lines on there. And then when I used the texture paste, there was some hard lines. So all I did was put the stencil on top of the hard lines. I tried to first rub it off with my finger, but it wasn't working. So I put the stencil back on the hard lines and then went over it again, and it covered them up. I decided I wanted to back it because because I had the mixed media, the white wasn't that bad. I thought something was missing. So what I did was I took off, honestly, you guys, I wasn't measuring. I don't know exactly how much I took off. I was just cutting the sections that I felt had a little bit too much white. Like the top had a little bit too much white, so that probably got like 1 inch taken off. And then on each side, I probably took like a 1/2 inch off just to kind of almost make it look like I cut the same amount all the way around. And then once I put it on the blue paper, the blue cardstock, I thought adding the distress look like I did with the picture would help it give a little more grunge effect. I don't normally cut out my solid cardstock in the center, but I did on this one because I was going to use the stamp and die set from Close to My Heart. The die is I love, and then the stamps have like a bunch of phrases like I love having you in my life, I love your face, I love your crazy side. So I used that same blue, and it was my last cardstock in that blue, so I cut out the center. I used that for the I love part, and then I brought in Close to My Heart, the Harbor ink pad, and I did Your Smile, Your Crazy Side, and Every Moment with You as almost like the corresponding title. This layout actually probably took me 40 minutes. It was a really quick layout, surprisingly. I think all I did in the beginning, knowing that I wanted to stick to the blue and the black, is just gather all my supplies that were blue and black, and then I had them on the side, and so I was kind of just nitpicking what I wanted to use and add to the layout. These hearts that I'm using, I'm also stamping in the Harbor. They are from miscellaneous stamp set from Amazon. They're from the same collection that I used on my last layout with Sweet Girl. They're just hearts that correspond to that. I do back the photo with fun foam just to give it some dimension, because other than the texture, I mean, there's a lot of texture with the distress and the textured paste, but I wanted to add a little bit more to focus on the picture, and so I popped that up, and that will complete the layout, you guys. I am so happy that you've joined me once again, and I look forward to creating more and sharing with you guys. So I hope you have a great day and stay crafty. Bye.